All right, Todd. Well, let's use your daily complaint, and we'll ask James Fraschilla this. Senior member of the University of Oklahoma men's basketball team. He joins us on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline. Zach McCrite here, James, and appreciate you doing it. Todd Lisenbee is with me, and Todd just got done ranting about the Oklahoma high school state championships. The semifinals for some teams they're being played right now, and a team had to play at 9 a.m., and he says that's ridiculous for that you're not at your peak level at 9 a.m. What say you? Are you pro 9 a.m. game?
Well, I'm not pro 9 a.m. games, but I played enough AAU basketball in my day that I think kids their age can handle it. I would definitely not want to do that right now, and I'm sure like the higher levels of basketball, when you get to the professional, there's no way you should ever play it at 9. But those high school kids, they played those AAU games that early, so I'm sure they'll be all right. See,
Todd, AAU.
And we're talking about Class A and B boys, Zach. There's not a whole lot of AAU players on those teams.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think it's not the end of the world. It's not they're playing at 5 a.m.
I mean, you're not that far removed from high school. I know 9 a.m. in high school, I was not at my sharpest.
Well, yeah, you probably had a different Friday night than James did. I don't know. I don't know. James, did you have a lot of Friday nights that were long and then turned into AAU Saturday mornings?
No. I made sure to get plenty of rest.
All right, that was spoken very well by you. That was very well done by you.
I'm going to ask you this, James. My dad is a basketball coach as well, so there was always basketball on TV in our house. Did you get to stay up late in school and watch basketball when it was a good West Coast game?
Oh, for sure. I love watching those Pac-12 West Coast Conference games. I'm a big Gonzaga fan. I got some friends that play up there, and so I'm always watching those West Coast Conference games and Pac-12 games. I love watching UCLA back a few years ago, and so I would always stay up late with my dad when he was home, and we'd watch some of those games together.
James Fraschilla with us. Senior day tomorrow for him, and he joins us on Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline. Now, are you familiar that you're basically, and I hope you don't take offense to this because we mean it well, but you're basically like the mascot of our show. We love Hold'em Back Guy. Are you familiar with hashtag Hold'em Back Guy on Twitter?
I've seen. I think the only time I've seen it is when you guys tweeted at me, but I've heard some of it.
Yes, and we love that you're Hold'em Back Guy. Now, do you embrace the role of Hold'em Back Guy?
Oh, you have to. It's a unique role. I think every team's got to have at least one of those guys.
You do. You cannot afford getting a technical foul. We can
start
there.
And I don't know if you've watched our bench very much, this season, but when there's a huge play, there is a 50% chance that Frank Booker or Jamani McNeese will run on the court. And so, I've got a responsibility because, Jamani and Frank are reckless, and
yes,
and if I wasn't there, I don't know what would happen.
They're very reckless. That's right. You've saved suspensions, is what you've done. You've absolutely saved.
I just don't want any technicals, and Jamani's one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. I'm sure Sooner fans will get to know him as he starts to play more in the next few years. But he is reckless on the bench. So I gotta keep those guys in line.
James Fraschilla with us. All right, so you're starting tomorrow, right?
I don't think that's the plan.
Oh, it's not the plan.
I don't think we've ever done that since I've been here. So I haven't even thought about that. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm sure I'm looking forward to senior day and having my family out and going on the court and stuff and all that stuff tomorrow. But I don't think starting is in the game plan.
Have you thought about how it's going to be tomorrow before the game? Like, has it gone through your mind like how it's going to go? And if not, or even if so, how do you picture the minutes before this game starts, where you're going to be out there with your parents, you're escorting them onto the court, et cetera, et cetera? How do you expect that to go? What do you imagine will be going through your head?
I didn't even really think about it until maybe a week or two ago. It hasn't hit me yet. I'm sure tomorrow when I step out on the floor with my parents and family, I'm sure it's going to hit me then. But it hasn't really hit me yet. But I'm looking forward to it. I've had a great 4 years here, and I've made some really good friends, and I've had an unbelievable experience. So it's been a special time. I think tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun.
What will be the go-to story that James Fraschilla tells his kids about OU basketball?
Man, that's tough.
Hopefully it hasn't happened yet, right, James?
Ooh,
Yeah,
look
no,
at you.
yeah, exactly.
You gave him an out, Todd. You gave James an out. Now he doesn't have to answer the question. You gave him an out. That's bad form by you.
No, let me think. On the court or off the court?
Oh, it doesn't matter. A lot of the great stories happen off the court. I'd love one of those.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good times off the court. I'm trying to think.
He's passing them all through his filter here.
We played in the tournament 2 years ago, and we got sent to Philadelphia, and we the first night we were there, we kind of left the hotel to walk around and kind of see the city, and Philadelphia, there's some certain neighborhoods that are a little bit different, different cultures. We weren't really expecting that, or we didn't know it was there, and so we had a great time walking around Philadelphia one night in March a few years ago. I'll leave it at that.
I love when people leave it at that. That's good. Something happened. Well, we'll get that story after he graduates. We'll get that story.
That'll be in the tell-all book.
That's right.
James, what's the future hold for you? I've heard a bunch of people say that you'd make a great basketball coach. Is that what you plan on doing?
Yeah, I've wanted to be a coach for a while. And a few years ago, when I got to college, I kind of decided that I don't think college coaching was in my future, and it may be, but my preference is to coach in the NBA. So I've interned for the NBA the last 2 years in Vegas at the summer league, and I'm hoping to land with an NBA team next season. I'll start off doing really low level work. I'm trying to get in the video room because that's kind of how you have to get in. So I'm hoping the team will hire me, and I'll get to start my NBA coaching career doing that. Why not college? I've kind of I just don't want to deal with kids like me and kids like my teammates. I don't want to have to deal with kids going to class and kids getting in trouble at night and recruiting, and I feel like
recruiting. Oh,
the NBA they're two completely different worlds in terms of not that there's anything wrong with college and being a mentor to kids, but the NBA is more business and it's all basketball, and I feel like that's more up my alley.
James Fraschilla with us here on 107.7 The Franchise. Senior Day tomorrow in Norman, 3 p.m. tip. You can hear the game right here on 107.7 The Franchise, 2:30 pregame. James, I know you're known for by a lot of people that don't even follow Oklahoma basketball for the trick shots that you put on YouTube. I know that there's a lot of trick shots that you pulled off. So I guess two questions here. Number one, which one took you the longest to complete? And number two, is there one that you keep trying to get that you haven't gotten yet?
Let's see, longest. There was one in my last video from last year where I'm on the 3-point line facing my back to the basket, and I tossed one of the balls up in the air, and I tossed the second ball, and it ricochets the first ball in, and you can go look at the video. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but that probably took me somewhere around 40 minutes, and that was probably the toughest one. And I got to go work at Chris Paul's camp last year in San Diego, and he brought that shot up to me every single day. And on like the third or fourth day, he kept trying to do it, and he offered the entire camp staff, like the counselors, he offered $100. He pulled out a $100 bill for anyone who could hit the shot, and I'm never going to hit that shot again in my life. But no one could hit it, and he's like my favorite player, so like that was the coolest thing ever. But what's the second question?
Do you have one that you've tried and you just couldn't get?
Well, I have one I've been trying to attempt, and that's from the catwalk in the Lloyd Noble Center. And I've been unable to get access to that. I've sent emails. I've been to their offices. I've been unable to even get up there. But last year, a couple of us went over to the stadium, to Gaylord Memorial Stadium, and we brought in a hoop and a truck, and I shot one from like the third deck down to like it wasn't on the field, but it was kind of in like the corner of the stadium. Right. And I shot it straight down, probably 150 feet up, and took us about an hour and never hit that. So that's probably one that I never got to hit.
What's the highest degree of difficulty shot that you've ever made that took you the least amount of time?
Man, that's tough.
You must do that all the time then.
No. There's so few of them. That's why.
But think about that, and we'll ask at the end.
How long did it take Trevor Knight to throw the football in?
That was actually pretty crazy. He did that in I'd say probably 8 or 9 minutes.
Wow.
He got up there, and you kind of have to throw a few to kind of get the distance down, and that was impressive because I was on the ground level. We set a camera up at the top, so there was no one working the camera, which is on a tripod. And I was down the ground level with his brother Connor, and he hit that in like 7 or 8 or 9 minutes, and that was absolutely incredible.
All right, let me fire a couple more at you while we got you. James Fraschilla with us on 107.7 The Franchise. Senior Day tomorrow. You'll hear the game right here on 107.7 The Franchise beginning at 2:30. Something about you that you would like people to know.
I'm really into music. And not just listening. And I don't know if you guys know, but one of my teammates, DJ Bennett, he's really into writing and rapping and recording and all that. So I kind of helped him with that, and then that kind of turned into me helping a bunch of other people now. Neela Casatati, he has 2 different last names. I call him Neela Newble. He's one of our starting offensive linemen. He's an unbelievable singer. Madison Ward on the volleyball team, and so they've been coming over, and we've been recording music, and I don't think too many people know that about me, but we have a good time doing that kind of stuff.
What about, and gosh, I hesitate to ask questions about your dad because I bet you get all those all the time, but something that you would like people to know about your dad?
Well, I'll give you something that people can know about both of us together. I tweet this sometimes, but when he'll be on the air, and we'll kind of have a word game. So like whoever's with me at the time, whether it's Spang or some of my teammates, we'll go online and look up SAT words, and I'll text him like a few words, and he's got to get those words in during the broadcast.
Oh, beautiful!
Just in normal, how he normally speaks. He's got to get those words in. And
what's the word tomorrow?
I haven't. Well, I won't play it tomorrow because I can't watch him on the air. We only do this for games.
Oh, no. You have to play on our behalf now. You have to pass along a word on our behalf. All right, Todd, we need to come up with a word.
You got to give me a couple, and he'll try to get at least 1 or 2 of them in.
All right. We got it.
They don't even have to be SAT words. I like finding words that are just really, really hard to get in.
Yeah, just off the beaten path. Yeah, totally tough to fit in.
So you got to let me know.
All right. We're gonna come up with those before the end of the segment. Now predict for me exactly how you picture your parents reacting when you get announced tomorrow.
Man, I don't know. Because I had a senior day in high school, but it wasn't anything like this. I don't think it's going to be too emotional. I've had an unbelievable 4 years here, and they've loved watching me. But I think I don't think it'll be too emotional. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy in terms of how they react.
And how many are you beating Kansas by?
Yeah, I'm going to try to find a politically correct answer.
You can't get anything past Fraschilla, man. He is a pro. You are a pro. I mean, you are an absolute pro. You're going to be good in the NBA. There's no doubt about it.
Mike Hauger's done an unbelievable job with us, getting us ready for these.
And look, and then
he gives credit.
He gives the credit out to somebody else. I mean, just a consummate pro.
I'll let you come up with one, Zach. I've got mine. Subterranean.
Man, that is...
Whoa.
Subterranean. You can work that in, right?
I'm going to have to get that to him. I hope he can. I don't know what kind of sentence he's going to have to use to get that word in, but I'm going to pass it along and see if he can do it.
Like he'll say, my son got that shot in the hoop from a subterranean level.
Exactly.
Isn't that about right? There you go.
How tall are you, James? Are you, 5'10", 5'11"?
I'm 5'10".
Okay, so he may say, when you get in the game late, when you guys are up 30, he may say,
what? Come on, he's gonna be in the game long before.
Well, I'm just saying they're gonna be up 30. I mean, he'll be in, and he'll probably be the reason why they're up 30. He's gonna say, James is shorter than everybody else. His shot comes from a subterranean level.
All right,
there it is.
That's a perfect way to fit it in.
All right, mine is going to be something show related, so our listeners will get a kick out of it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of a dual word. Is that all right? 2 words? Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
What's What's the story behind that?
We play the Family Feud, like the game show. We play it.
Yeah.
We play our own silly version on here, usually like once a week.
Okay.
So we play, like, in fact, you can play with us right now. This is how we play it. People in sports whose mere name connotes something medical. Just mere name.
Gosh.
Mere name. You got one?
No. I'm bad at the kind of stuff.
Anything medical. Like, I'll give you an example, like Doc Rivers.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Let me try to think. Oh, I'm terrible at this. No, I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Okay, all right. So Family Feud. All right, so Subterranean and Family Feud.
And Family Feud. Okay.
Yes.
Pass that along to him.
Tell him he's got to do it. Tell him he's got to do it for us because you are our show mascot. All right? And we would really appreciate a nice, long, holding back guy appearance. Okay? We'd really like that.
I'm gonna hold him back, and I'm gonna try to point up at the cameras. And then,
yes.
If you see me point, that's for you guys.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you. Hey, congratulations on a great career and have a great month of March.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, man. Good talking to you. James Fraschilla. That was fun.